Matanasi mame ade ketua bi.
Okay. De ade no no.
Tino, o de obeti ase. We be say me ye wi a. Obeti ase. So, of me ye wi obeti ase o. Technical Director TP Mazembe. Technical Director ASV Club Kinshasa. Technical Director ASV Taho. Technical Director TP Mazembe Lumumbashi. Eno bi mo ho Coach Renascement FC Malobo Equatorial Guinea. Coach TP Akwembe Libreville Gabon. Coach JS Tenel di Niamey Niger. Technical advisor to the Federation Haiti de Football. Federation Haiti de Football. Haiti Football Association. Sorry. Advanced training course, Clairefontaine, France. Offer assistant in charge, Honor Division, France. Assistant coach in charge of juniors, Africa Sports de Abidjan. Coach, Olympic de Niamey, First Division, Niger. Offer coach AS Petro Sports de Port Gentil, Gabon. Offer coach Kumasi King Faisal. He speaks fluent English. He speaks Twi. He speaks Hausa. And he speaks his mother tongue, French. Coach Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This evening, House Accra as a folk will announce this man.
We na so be na o se me tell you to say o feel awanya
say enye wa kaminye
okay Matthias here
enti who say we kura no ujafo no say me yelis mistake o be si akiri but I say ohun kai of our the breaking news now we exclusive to your show obi ani
yeah o be sa attitude ho bi
o fa me nye me sra we di mfa cha me wate o fa me sra ade we yo ya boma no saa wo tira so na say me bibi kakra
edio onza ko fona chasi
oh so be say bibi
denu se sorry na kana
sorry fi hard man
my adwuma no we chiri
of anti breaking news no this evening by cross of the day latest by Achekra na Monday, but in fact, my information just say has a folk may announce him this evening. And the news and the joy and excitement abba into the House of Folk fraternity. On say one of the things that House of Folk supporters no every anymore say penifone nyama wo because omo de coach first Bashir ohun omo de to nsani ani no mo we no an omo so mo hwe no hu so we no mo de ne kokko nanim e wo second round na I am sure ho. A double House of Folk here and say more din say more do. Obeti my yes adwuma no dem masa. But we wouldn't now. But I'm for it, we can one yango for but
me na nim so na ade me komom ka me di wachin.
Kaka tell me say me nyai.
Na nim say ka be wo yin na ka me di wachin na say. Why ram baby.
I got on wafa the phone, wafa the computer, wafa bibia o just say o person o break answer na ya sorry. Etofa, she said the House of Folk say one aspect na supporters no bebre, you know, it's almost dealt with. And I say it's almost taken care of. Just say
yes about this time in Crimson because second year was 2 weeks time
and I believe say unya 2 weeks with a club a year akwa be fa room ya na Daniel Rosa na soro kana semi so unya 2 weeks but unya results
yes no be an
asemo no yi na din che eni abutu wi se no yo ba obo for matches unya results enti we there omunya start more ball and 2 weeks not their prepared team no not their start or their tackle second round no so was I didn't here now me want ni vision me want
so they who
they house of folk any the person obey my house of folk any baby person the house of folk
now why you win obi anwumena wo sori no bi kote ho wa kira how so am
say the bafo ngwa dia coach Watara coach Watara former king face former coach onna video na no me yi no you know
we Ghana ni ana
no ye Ghana ni coach Watara fa Africa sini unga Watara coach face coach unga no
oh mom hedi ni hesa bi ka ho de ya
Watara ko omo I know say say come sit on for nku a listen the omo feel about Watara
okay
so that's it I know for former striker Africa sini Amaturi
okay
Amaturi na yes I mean anti the video na no na
ono the player ba no sa the coach ba
ono na the links na the ma do tini aka bia meeting na kotinti profile na ba for the
ma kan ne de coach Watara okay avo sa chiri din
of am so no so
ya no bia kwetro go foi abro mo da ho den sorry ya no mo desi
se solo ye na djuma o we na de obehunu no so atworo se woni ni nua ekon benkro mu a
okay
mo twa me so busam bi ma me nka bi so busam ka se bi nka bi
Watara
coach Watara former of Kimfesa almost okay French okay coach Watara orona all the profiles I can profile our coach both Kimfesa and Kotoko and I mention say now we meet video na
we connection na wo ye who connect no man
na this connection I also already have the use there striker na
what now say
Amaturi who say bag na
sise you remember
we so for bag go be
bag na Camino do kura na e wa go so submit ni na omokoye is Amaturi's link so make me able to do a Chelsea is this yesterday on Rich time na program no and message in the bar say this is the coach you're going to meet and in Amature link or ye won men na and then that has for quite some more process so but bafo be the me no ye tie for ye ntimi nja mo sa
na making
because of eduma na bafo be ye ntino na say ye so me tie for mu say eduma na bafo ye no ehun edi ni and all this one if you say has are doing their search for their coach so and change am no more your process now no make your announcement but bafo eduma na ye no just mean just for just in
just our job mo say
yeah if the white bafo is in then coach Watara
what you say
na smoke me the man ti ase
oh dia wo ye na you na wo ye na no so hu say coach Watara tu be kumi akumpra ko ne enko Obed
offer has of folk announce a CEO this evening latest by Monday has of folk
what do ni na ho go the CEO by na
e bi on be announcement ni me no nyina abom most likely anya sadia acha crowd say board meeting ni wie ntemo a because it's still ongoing yeah me say make say be start be 10-11 but I think it started be 12 thereabout yeah so it's still ongoing
okay
until we are they will announce an MD or a CEO. I don't know title of the beton so but that announcement will also be made.
JB obey na
JB so we know you're acting
MD. Okay.
Yeah. Also no MC has to focus issue MD but I don't know say in time because minimum title on beton because you see difference be and share the name is you see difference be and share the name is to minimum which of them now the best but I know they are going to make these two announcements and they like we say about one thing and some did kind of almost second round of the season you know the way House of Fuku attack the season because in fact information I mean say they've done the analysis and realized that points differentials no and yet big even though has I think 10 for 11 position but win 2 3 4 matches and then you are crossing in on omo wani mu no say bi aso so results no kakra na de and they still believe say the league is not yet entirely out of the window, and that if you put in some good effort ubetimi aye. But nyame bo na adom don na ochina ye ba. I have more on this, and me gidi say news atem de na ekrunani awai.
Okay,
nti ye ba ebetimi edi ba beka ho.
Pato ase bafo Abubakar anase Silas Osayesibe ose Abubakar Watara no de etwa to well Osedino Jeffrenado ose enkabeya me yapa Didi should not okay nim say bi Didi abemu dia but Didi is a Ghanaian have not coached Kimfesa bafo yina nkofo brewo ho na okay Abubakar Watara Sanusi Oreba ne de eno Boachi Dua. Also, you are talking about Didi Dramani. Sir, debut. Second coming of Samuel Bodu, Silas, or say SCB, well, watching the show live, Accra, Benjamin Sa, Nedia, and Obia Kofi, or Didi Dramani, Bafak of Asamabo, of Jima, watching the show live from Bielefeld, Germany. My advice to all the club in Ghana before they will sign a new player, they have to do the due diligence checkup from his former club. Offer TV. Well, offer my enchia and baby will be what rule call is Harry calling out? Okay, Nanakosi the message and no was a Kotoko doctors didn't do their job well because Danger Man said it before Fatao came to Kotoko. Amankwa Daniel Nedian and Fatao shouldn't close the door completely on Krobia by doing anything to jeopardize his relationship with Krobia. Isaac Bedu on Facebook and also at the end Togo is the problem of House of Folk and he doesn't have the team at heart, only his interest, so he doesn't care whatever happens. We will continue to demonstrate against him till the right thing are done. Emmanuel Mawuli on also Nedia and no and I could see the member we interact or say Harry Awa and Weekend. Robert.
Before we no. Unse na siano we want more of Abubakar Watara the time no. I think that he came in around 1999. And Abuko Chikotoko around 1999 there about now or by based on what I'm you know. Yeah, be no Kotoko Germany no. Say 99 na. Time na Kotoko to Germany. A bet Mensa ko to no. Na ye Coach Watara was a coach of Kotoko when they were going for that tour. But I said team new con one Kobe that time no. That time no so kunya police case bi. Ema omo pekeno. Say Nabi Makwakoye charges against him say as well yes or the call Germany ni bi sa trip ni bi no. So he was picked. As Kotoko were preparing to fly to Germany. And the police pick no. And the team ni call no not a fly koye. But at least I'm just trying to let people understand period now about coach as Santo Kotoko. 1999 there about when Ebert Mensa was internal based on in command there. Once I with you Morocco, like he said, I'm saying it's Wako, so it was a something technical BBB Morocco on them. In terms of one anti-kakra and the profile, you'll be a chroma on chroma yeba.
Zik of Mohammed or Safi in our joining show. No, now why about for say has a bear pointing. Okay, stay tuned. ABI on Sorena. Sakito so na do ho kakra no say ye coach afene say Watara Uben okay
you have a code
nyame adom okay enye duma kakra
be yetuma na abandia aba azeka siama ne ene gana fo ne ko Egypt am say atansi dia se yen san chetifo ofa Ghana Premier League table now. How to folk closer to relegation than catching up with team or that top, in this case, Samates. In Tufa League table now, basic mathematics. Samates were 32 points. How to folk about home on the empire. Almost the 11th position. Almost 21 points. So Samatex had to Folk a points gap of 11. 32 minus 21. Amount 11. Good. So that's the gap between Haas and the Odaso.
That's true.
Team Odasia, in this case, the Heart of Lions, 15 points. So Haas was 21 points. What it means is that Haas to Folk chain, Heart of Lions, 6 points. Of our team.
I'm with you.
What it means is that Haas and they are closer to relegation
than
the Oslo.
catch up. But what the points gap and Membang?
Tina Mama, we are basic mathematics. I heard your das here, pa. And your cast what better relegation zone, and you had your das here, no. Because Karela was 17 points. It would free House 21, no man. That means they have 4 points. So you extend the argument now. RTU was 17 points. There's a House leading RTU 4 points. And no leading Heart of Lions no that's you know 6 points. So in 2 matches, House of Folk and Tutun and Omeya obey me about that relegation zone. 2 matches into the second round. If Heart of Folk and Tutun and Omeya, that's when Timian recorded positive results are obey me about that relegation zone because we are talking about points gap. Get to Olympics or that 12 or 21. There's a House anyway, the same points will be a good difference. Accra Lions, 20 points. There's a House 1 point. Then you come and look at Bofo Akwatano and Bebianu Gold Stars. And when you know 18-18. Or what would you do? 18-18. Meaning Heart to Folk 3 points. Into Tima or that 15th position has 3 points. Tima or that 16th position, which is the relegation, has 4 points. And he has a 7. See, a betrani a car and your fediagro and your good. Now let's extend the argument. Adriana Stars at a second or 30 points. What it means that Ochen had to Folk 9 points. Asante Koroko 29 points. Meaning Ochen has to Folk 8 points.
Good.
Then you come and look at Nations FC. Out that 4th or 27 points, or House of Folk 6 points. So House of Folk to enter the top 4, a 6 points gap. But so Barbary Kata, a 6 points. So bet me about the relegation zone, a 4 points. That is the mathematics. So House of Folk you closer to Asia than a straw. And to the boss second round now. Yem fan to chacha. Especially for a club. Last season, count 2 teams at Timiko relegation. Now, what can dear? A club 2 seasons running. What should I say? Well, last 5 games in the Ghana Premier League on Yadieno. Unless there is a paradigm shift, these statistics,
in whom I has.
Yes.
I've matched some crowd back on Yasam for Yasam.
Until I'm saying, unless there is a paradigm shift, we be sir. You be who the House of Folk last 5 matches to say last 3 seasons normally some more the day until league, because that season House of Folk last 5 no more share kotoko nyina wo. But him say no come share kotoko wie no, omo last 3 no more no draw sir. After House share kotoko no, and na be obvious say House agi league no, omo ball draw me and na twice no the wie season. So you should understand why the fans are not happy. Because kotoko crafi and nkoye and kotoko ni nkoye ni ye kan kotoko nkoye no. Only the House of Folk 8 points. Afi won say ni abo ogumechi pa. Emergency press conference in kotoko yebi. But they've been able to turn things around and they are leading House of Folk 8 points. Don't forget say House of Folk will play Asante Koroko. Baba has supposed to do. So whichever factors are available, House of Folk enya a bad start in the Ghana Premier League. And there will be the need for positive revival. And your revival case you. Yes, are the positive as a piece.
Two face then also here.
They need a better coach. Abdul Bashiru, Mimaka, Aka. He's not fit to lead House of Folk. So also a management of House of Folk. Okay, House of Folk management on. Now person will gamble with a club like House of Folk with Abdul Bashiru Massa. Supporters need to sweat ya. Omudi some to sweat ya. Of ancient komobi. Clubs set ties pamu omu coach. Eddie assistant coach here Jumano. Assistant coach in the bar. The resource part in a different from the head coach in here. So resource part in a different. Yeah, what we see in Chayon. Now let's look at how to folk and Abdul Bashiru. About 7 matches. We win 2. We lose 2. About draw 3. We a relegation resource. This resource will be okay for a club to say RT you move be okay. But resource we and yet befitting for a club like House of Folk. And the need for a substantive coaching and your argument. Ni parmoma ne chance. One to me last me you see about the botete the boba. Last year bra kot ko pam
pay ba phone comedy anwumre ya yen fa and akosi adwada.
Embayo. Debi embayo.
Debi a wura maduro ni.
Debi embayo.
Me na me say de ne anso bi si ansa na.
The last time ye ne nya hotama klodi nkomo no ka kire say House will appoint a substantive coach, which we've been waiting for.
And the brand year dream.
You ate. You better house. Me say last season kotko pamu zebu. Oh my Ghazali chance. Obubo draw ne to aso a me tena baby am te Gazamasa. Next season you can so man to aso. Me ntimi fa adwuma mbe ma no abo draw ma akoma akofo home. Ntimi hye. Wakona brekum Chelsea sha wo 3-0. Yam fasi e pe Ghazali asem ntino to aso ye adwuma no. Adwuma ni ama o chance wentimi anya se ye wo free ho na de obetimi be ye. So if Kotoko, a pamu zebo ma Ghazali chance, not all to papa so no. Me try baby ka say the results he is getting. No Olympics no. Na brekum Chelsea no. No ni Kimface a board draw. No ni Karela a board draw. Only Tamale City's board draw, baby any Gold Stars a board draw. Only Dreams FC board draw. Me try baby ka say a juma na o ye ne enya. And then I'm about to Bashiru so did, and I'm Sakwan so I'm on Twasso. House of Folk need a better coach. And this is it. The appointment of this coach will be a case study of the competence of management of House of Folk, no? Papa, so Papa, when it comes to appointing coaches. From Costa Papich. They had it right with Samuel Boadu. Etefaso. Emomode Matic by. Then they move from Matic to David Okluamfa. And move to Martin Koopman. Massa. You cannot appoint another coach and get it wrong again.
Na Matic by net saying.
Sa anye. Anya Matic no muja na kwa ma oklu to aso no.
Say no move is nye eyinko a. Sometimes nye Matic nye eyinko results.
Abase has mpanimfo. And supporters can mo ho. And I'm copam coach. And no club ball has or say Kotoko we say aye. Me tell baby because listen. The usual tradition, the deceiving tactics. So be as a Kotoko ntie there be o say Kotoko we you. And baby I'm tibio bianim. I might be okay with the club being assistant for Kotoko, but he was not okay as the head coach of House of Folk because the Abemia Casa we okay near resource now heading or neighbor Clementino and the house but time what they call your coach. Ebeka say Clementino or a coach, but Obe Bona win your resource. Come be anu tumo. Obi oka say oh me sure so betimi ayeno and ma take bad decision. So when you betna bench ho na wo sha and one no. When Barcelona decided to appoint Pep Guardiola from their youth team or their team B, at that time there were a lot of coaches available. Pep Guardiola started so saying Obia and Caso free, La Masia and Eba team B neba you. When Madrid decided say Ama Pamora for Benitez, Zidane and Tuasono, sit down the omukoje Champions League no be akana no to ho e sit down sa to aso je Champions League mienu kan ho so what in common say enti we assistant near the maw na we ni ya sanka bashuru ji adwuma yi and a bear 7 matches wa shemu be 6 anka we so bi betimi anya kudu aka se me enfa adwuma ne ma no na say kura so ti so bi so Elijah kan bi akonta enka san sensem ni nyina kemba me makada say and found the position of the person, the relationship hour. If he's getting the job done and family home or yeah jumano. So how to folk management should know that the appointment of this coach should be spot on. And ya matrama kwe results na say it ha. Ni e catch GFA for say. Omo appoint coach and fa. Omo appoint coach and fa. Into this time around omunye ni year. Now has so appointing and father and say catch room. Esa ba na ebo techi no. Say boni na bi na ba ye de say atam de boba.
Waka lot to Bashiru yan hwe why na ba de oba no then I was expecting.
No, the one that is coming in should have an identity for Hartlepool. Hartlepool for a very long time. Sure more you don't know the identity of the year juma. Where Dubai you know.
Club na nkasa nyane de na pese de oba no so nyane de na mu de na we
sometimes club no meet me identity crisis but the coach meet me aba no the net de no aba be the identity of the team.
Okay.
So you can see that this is what the coach represent, and with time once identity ne ba and na ma utimi nya mrema project no you can give the project time to yield results. Recently coach ba kwa metimi akasa Koma has identity was Samobuadu. And then there was videos has been me about you know about close to 20 passes, 21 passes, leading to a chance creation. Now to me who's at the end of board. The other coaches, let's be frank, Martin Koopman or Bobo Bang. The identity of House of Fook now. So the coach should have an identity. But the most important thing is instant results. Social league table dynamics here of Amedema or Abraham starting in common. There's no time for young Boko because second round, you know, even Heart of Lions so cry at the point of 9 points, you know. Then you break with Bashir Hayford. I'm a Bashir Hayford take you over, no. Why hit the ground running? But you know, Ghost Stars are quite from Paul Manso. Waiting some element of changes. Karela United ni RT United as you. Let me be frank with you, Tamale Fono. Omontia says 2 teams mienunko. Omonim ko for be chia mo.
Okay.
So second round, no. So the coach outside the identity be expected so the bebano. He should be somebody that can give House of Folk instant results and get them closer from a club that is in the relegation battle to a club that is a contender for the league, which is the right position of House of Folk. Has position and kasa say a ball more pre-league now. And that is what the new coach so Timideba.
Zach, rem kakra na yebeko part 2. So yeah, your course be.
I think media honestly I don't like the approach as are taking in solving their coaching problem. One, it's either say Omo GD or Bashirum say go and do the job. So we trust you, go and do the job, or at least we don't trust you until we are making changes. You know, as simple as ABCD. So your trustees Bashir say on the manner, which I know inside them they don't trust him. Because supporters know most of them know feel say Obefa team no. He hasn't between Bianfa changes in Kubiamba has team no more. Because if you play that kind of matches, league game 7 now we only just 2 it means 5 went when winning. It's either you drew or ulusu a problem. And those games in Ibino, about 3 or so or 4 were at Accra. About 4 of them were in Accra. Until both our games we winning just 2 it's just there's a problem. And to be over a team no. Maybe I cook my team over fire no. When to be BM Puvu team no. It's either they are the same place or they are declining, but there hasn't been any improvement. It's coaching wise, there's a problem. And any serious management say board so whatever it is no time na first round we no e was saying ka about 1 month period every 1 month because 1 month for AFCON be that so be 2 weeks be that so
the last league game was played on 31st December and I'm saying has a free more FA Cup in Tomambobi.
Okay.
The Hearts last game was on 31st December against Bechem United. So we are talking about a club when you're over a month. Now, so I want to narrow it down to time on Pamo Martin Koopman. Let me get you the exact date on Pamo Martin Koopman. Martin Koopman was fired on 14th November. 14th November. So hard to folk enya more than 2 months when it comes to appointing a coach because 14th November to 14th December 1 month. 14th December to 14th January offer 2 months. Inti say krani esa be wura say ekwa akopem Tuesday the next house of folk enya close to 3 months to appoint a coach. To the 3 months. No one to be anfa coach or betimi aba be adwuma na. Definitely we question your competence.
No, hold on, me person come me de ba for corner because me hear time at least obi a woni wani so ade hu na me be apa so okode. So if indeed onye Bashir ni na mba man akode at least now san kasa de o kan from January mpo e sha ase na nka coach no etima be 30 minutes na wura mo preseason.
Or your my transfer mpo.
John, this is I
say o matter you. Inte say no. En for na transfer.
Talk sir.
What don beto omunto ba say coach no ba ya. Nkobe who the deficiencies in the team.
Technical you order
and you the resource of a me found say has players e beba has in a can be nebeto so mo ba no mutimi ba say be your top 10 there's no coach or perfect transfer record that you like two players e be flop but what you do is that the margin of successful transfers and the flops no a successful ones there then e was so change dey be flopping into top 10 ma be 7 there then enye ye na be miensa bi na eden entom fom ho ba o de auto 10
that's right
not 3 and be ye na 7 at 12 ho.
You see this is a club over history of say why the same problem seasons after seasons tino entimi you do any results and then NSM and the biano you try say time am over top players bia no money coach to mo top players ni wi am for coach aba mo ba em fa. Yes, Obeka say, oh, so Bodu Dubai FA. Yes, one out of how many? 1 out of how many? You understand? Muye biya tambia mundi coach we biya no. No sorry coach we biya no. Like
recruitment we.
Yes, my to players na we. Na na ba.
Obeshemu emfa.
Oba emfa. Entirely na munye for the first time munye the right thing na munye say mfonso na free mu anase mfree mu. Because you continuously like doing the same thing, yielding the same results, and your good results, but you are not changing from that same, the same thing that you are doing. It's just Mashada, you've deliberately decided not to change and do the same thing until the same way. Yeka coach, you ask me, you know, I'm picking information. Say, chess coach, I say,
Christopher Eni has any in common. Has a contact no, and they want him to come and be an assistant coach of House of Folk. House of Folk have contacted Christopher Enin from Brooklyn. On free head post no one say. Yeah. Oba has or be assistant. Omi nyanso Lances a coach. Say NC Lances a coach. And he has a contact and say, "Omo person be assistant coach to the yet to be named head coach now. Whoever Urbano. Urbano. And he as whether any would accept or not today. Mean to confirm okay. But I make my confirm here is that has a contact no. And the dinkomo say onja Brooklyn Chelsea now Mbefa has a Jumano as assistant coach of the club. And you know, if over 1 month period, all the day na Pam Koopman can now almost 3 months. So what I say. So when this grace period. Next want me appoint to coach, I'm a coach, you know. I'm member that mini preseason na one no. At least coach no eba ya. Some mini preseason na one no. 1 month period no. And go back with team na some mini preseason no. Get used to the team, prepare the team and play the second round. Now,
based on the information I'm picking right now, I'm contact ending no. Actually, I say bashing come plans on. Uti asamne pa de atino. If they get ending, it's in bash will go. So how for asamno pa. Say ending jitum so ba be assistant coach na.
Bash now.
Second assistant.
Fine. But
when our assistant
Sarah Safi don't put in the coach.
Okay.
Don't put in the coach more.
But we know no so alcohol.
No, because
it be on me
under 15.
No, but I'm on board division 2 no. Aroras. They be able to bench with the team sheet BBR. Say a team now about division 2 no. But and Aroras and then but head coach.
Okay.
But he's been coaching them, using them to play the league. You see, I'll call on Facebook a year. But he's on the behind the bench. A coach or model will be BBR. So, eti me feel say that grace period, 1 month in a bed there on a house, I'm making good use of it. No, now do be about say fine, you are good to go. Time far, or whatever. He has a reason to give. Excuse me, mama. I didn't get time to prepare the team. This is not my team. Eti mo nya mo tell speaking here and there. This is the number division 1 amende. So I think that the board of House of Folk I know myself good because so now say Bashiru will not continue. Time no munya sa period no. Next second me ya making the effort to get the head coach. No be sa mini preseason with the team. No prepare team no. Not the boy. But I think that based on commodity idea, just from the one, you know say mumma bash and you man. As what then? On a prepare team no or both the matches. Prepare the team.
Yeah.
Just 2 weeks time you about league. Until or it is our coach and after all, you know. Now, if the AK and the Eba young coach in Ghana for some time now, and I'm a boy. So the AK now our head coach here on coach in Ghana for some time now. It's even on you're familiar with the player that has folk have now. It's after an over. Any team now be preseason within the season. It's be who are no the early games will not a problem. But early games will not a problem. It's been a say the board of House of Folk decision some better na sia twa masata we ansana you go for head coach you go for assistant coach bad decision unless say be say I say omo here to satisfy baby because one of the areas like somebody say ebuofu board no
coach
tiemfo be one area omo bofu approach the man go akwe one of the areas on full board in the part, the things that coach and to be there. I want panel. On my call, the sense of a board member be a contact. Antina or 80 and the Argentina. Oh, some Miss Omaka, and I'm in confirm where say, and you could send you Kuba, Sana Moka. These are things that they've said. So, this is a level that Omako to a sense of coach is there because or you'll be a content here. It's I think that some more try to do this appointment to satisfy those supporters. No, be a don't but and yet within them
no more per resource part yeah nanka time no wrong.
Time is very wrong. Okay. Very, very wrong. I think the SN in term just to get the things better than what the win this year, you know.
But for him part 2 and mensanko bedo na minim asante kotoko on former CEO Herbert
manka we ni bi
kaka cry so na kofa ba e neja
oh sebi
and am say we also grantee
and they say
we dey won kaka ne nkopa tu
of I won't say football by its nature and the characteristics no e ka language bi na sane o sitie no ya na odan ho di e wo akwandese bibre so enti say football club ehia coach for instance you pick the officer one obetini na ye adwuma very very important. 2 and it's a team no more on also or buy into it. Free on also when it's a be on no as any panangasano or person or achieve. These are very, very important in picking a coach. The Tosubium environment, so coach, baby, free bar, and environment or baby mojuma, and also sending back on bit me adjust it, and even the time and all the other things that comes with it. And you see, very, 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 very important. For instance, so for the House of Folk case now, I bonus it do be you are tempted to think say yema acting coach no konye hade acting coach no for instance me information am wo would have been there but along the line no maybe a SCC komo bi a edidie ne some other things be SCC then I change the decision on him. Pastor, what I say? Because now obvious say, even with regards to say bia second round on the crown at a point no still no nanka omfo say he gives them the assurance that afi ohun team nani so anyhow he will have to go about it into giving the opportunity. But moving forward, no maybe a SCC nkomodia bi ni other things bi no ebema so we has penina ebema
nkomodia ni empanimfo na akodia na coach no nkomodia mu na ankoye
nkomodia akoso around the team for now ebia after ene metimi akabi something that enye but for now for a good reason I want to kakra so but nkomodia ni ade no then you think no say ade quickly you have to look around and see how best I'll be to menya. One of the things that uhia ensai mu oduru. Say uhia analysis now say obedi no with regards to the points build up now. Say ufano the other side of the corner you want to agree with say obedi. Say House of Folk is more closer to relegation than even breaking into the top 4 in terms of point differentials no. Because Baku is 6, Baku is 3, or 4. So obviously, Baku no a bit more closer. Now, say, upese u closes a gap now. U ya coacha, u jidi say, obe hit the grounds running. Very, 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 very important. Very, very important. Minim the points, if there's a key to bit more, but minim the points difference as at the time board took over House of Folk. Ama ultimately sprinty Ebeji league no at the time we take over points and has any the after odi be kan ho odi timiji league no but even at that time na results no na enye pleasant and no na lead to say na say he has had to do away with the coach min kai baby no mo dance so but as of folk mpanifo no mo din koma they still believe say irrespective of the position of the club now second round no so woka points na wo mu nyina bomu a so wo yire wo ho a you can make a good statement then you build upon it moving into next season the following season no so what shall offer bodu eba no my recruitment sa squad na bodu di beto ye no second round no okay enti or the Salifu beka ho and then they won the league. So the only addition was Salifu. Meboa. Massive addition, no two ways about that. Then the following Bodunya on one full season laid off some and on one brought in some. And then it was a disaster.
You won the FA Cup.
So
league now but FA Cup.
Then oh, that's say Uji double, na say what they find. So but I must compare to the Obeti so the two one. When any on one the two players, now the Beji double. Now our two players are. So when to me and double crown one, at least what the FA Cup no. Africa was a disaster, and so obviously me I was taking it from that perspective, you know, because Africa was pure a complete disaster. Then again, season then he had opportunity of doing another recruitment this time around. Ubeka say we crowd there was saying more time, and I know the na cry. I know the say if there's any word beyond disaster,
disaster over 3 matches,
please. Now, but then I hear the sequence, you know, from timer. Oh, we side season now, or the years recruitment, and I hear results at the COVID season. Obviously, it was a disaster. It was, in fact, it was more than a disaster.
So we bought Haas, we bought Kotoko,
please,
Olympus, and
who person put justification? Look, the point is that
we
always season, no about Kotoko has maybe an Onyasa poll results. Oh, yes, what about that?
But the FA Cup, new year.
Oh, please.
I'm not fan there. Obiaka so much as no be share there. I mean, but Obi no there.
What about the other results?
At the point in time, you cry.
It was a disaster. You cannot defend it. Under no circumstances whatsoever you can.
Yeah, no, they are not defending them.
Nanya.
The Kaipa.
And then they are no na recruitment. They will be in a Tomano, as in previously I can't say or be a toy no better year. I'm trying to tell you that in football coaching on, utia oba, ubet materials be. And the Jumania resource, Utia, Obatmoto, Utia, while Clabato crowd, we are still on Unya. That's my point in me, crown point and best me, no. But that's where I'm going. That until me start here, and also me say, and all me answer. Environment, you know, when you saw the Oman on Bayajumano, Munamo preparedness and Bayajuma, players in crowd two or readiness on no Bayajuma, it comes with a whole lot. This is also a Roma coach in most of friends. Daniel De Rossi. So by on Tobia and our Toby. But he's working. But no akre say BBC will come one here results a bit masati atono. One here na some more no buy was or BB. And want something that Roma for a very long time maybe come unje. But it is part of football, it happens. Depending upon something over build upon it. So I'm trying to say that time in here. But the coach way yet it say has a bit more opportunity. Of us or back. No, you're ready to obey Jumano. Penifon or more Mokofana, but you're ready to someone in the Bayajuma. Players now, about 2 you're ready to someone in the Bayajuma. Other stakeholders, in particular the supporters, no, you someone in the Bayajuma. They can turn things around. It is not about some league. It is not about some ratofomu. Nina buy a bonus, but must sign of an improved team. Must sign of House of Foka, which means after they be almost Zakito was talking about. Say Bobo be na ya chese we dey you won say this is the identity, and identity no nipa mienu na formulate either the club or the coach. For instance me no mienu ya Liverpool support you your identity can pa Liverpool no ya the striker gina ni mu ho na the another striker be gina na chi ni abobo no tenten de akwa no wa head the man na omo e de America no mo kwa kwa me boa crop by wa message identity no. It is more or less like Klopp's identity in Liverpool operate. It is when your coach be bana on onimia all year. Onimejuma no onimiguma ni so. Na say ni nsem wo du. Na oyen adwen say obey adwuma no. Na omama ka no boa no say ye ni be adwuma na. They may get results. The point I'm trying to make no. Enti meme ntina ha no mo. Paint a picture of gloom and darkness. I would rather want to give them the chance. I rather want to see how it goes. I rather want to encourage everybody say indeed in Penifona at the coach for bar, all hands must be on deck. So we a phobian, a true phobian. Now see team no whom you pampa dia. Edu baby because you see 2 weeks and then the league is commencing. Football club here sum gyo no de abobra. You can't be a supporter of the club and your actions and will be destructive. Your time be your more. Until there's a timing is of an essence, no. Time be your more. I did how ya. I be a dena we are not dear, but time no, it be a name.
For you say, me cry the SCC in the media, no to channel, but based on the SCC, no, we are the now person in the year, but for you say 2 weeks, I will cover coach the about Mention Legas. Is it the right time?
Offer, you may not say right or assuming you start here, Omuja Bashiria or he, and they start an inquiry. People will still call for the head of the coach. A banner, you have to appoint a coach, Mibwa. And my coach on a month. Very well. If now by the Awuangas and Munim that are some obey. Today is quiet about from there. December, Uberg, my who's from a bomb last match and Sana.
Yes, I ba February never to us.
Of our own make catch earlier on say Senka coach in the second round on the Nanka Yada ne wo. Na enye eni adwena na se timponi ni ho say ye be se coach no sa but along the line no events bi no mo ne other things bi a SCC no e prompt mpanifo no say Charlie we have to act
eno ye brebe no
of sa brand dey
mean say January
me brebe say me dey brand but the point I make can say at a point no mo fo say ye man chance kakra ne hwe ade but along the line no we your analysis no we obi awia I don't know can you say in ke pese ye no but ya hwe ya any I don't know be ya act fast and no me brain wom some ebia medical catch or ebia time in other things into with time you bet me this no money nyina ababo ntema am for so ehunu bi but the point I'm making is say it is good so mo feel so mo nyi Bashir ni nia based upon results now unyaye in the 7 matches no any analysis na minuanom yi aye wa hayi any wo kan nyina bom na so mo nyini na it is good that though aka 2 weeks still an better decision no at make changes no essence say on be going into the second round na afei e be ye din ansa na okofa another one din na ba be I think the though emre no enye conducive if a year but a year so we take that decision. What is most important now? And they say, Obi biara or has to folk ni, Breya or Monyain, as a so many now put two heads together for the sake of the club and not some certain individuals or personal sentiment and feeling. Because say appointed coach in there, now say we a supporter, we a management member, we a player, we a whoever. Now say we normal we no, detractive. One more. Say I'm hearing say they may also appoint an MD. Say appoint an MD or CEO. Now normal way and detractive. You may have your differences, you may have your challenges, but yes, there should be an end to every litigation. And I'm a they do baby, do how we baby, yeah baby, this baby. Near more nippon chance. Near how or best how by reform or by normal. Say if you become continuous with data, it's just also with Rimpobia beyond their work at no. So me dear, before say. If as a folk are going to appoint a coach, for me it is good.
Okay.
Because we have called for it. And I coach Timomuni head coach, and a Timomuni head coach, and Omoko appointed head coach is also a boy. So what do we want them to do? Obviously, I say we always want to cry foul. Maybe that is the way I see it. Other than that, time in here there, but once they have done it, even ahead of time, I think it is good. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, baba, part 2. Nah, yeah, but so.
These are people that we've given them the benefit of the doubt. They are more You see, these are not people that we don't know. These are the people that we know very well. I can't count the number of times we've given these people the benefit of the doubt that they've messed it up. And you said, on my side, for the first time, they should have done the right thing. At least, on my way, I'm fighting for the first time. No, Omunya has some period Bianca break a bell. No, they shall use it to do the right thing. It's how 1 month. No, the coach will come use them to do mini preseason. No, I prepare more. But they are doing the same mistake. I say only one, and I fire that is Bodu. Saturday no, Omuye no. On my for how many years in me? These are the same thing that they do. Bodu na me and fire. One out of many. Etino. My for the first time Onaka. Munkas Ode Mati. They be a mubu eche yenye the right thing. But for the first time, we are also going to do the right thing and see whether things will change. But they went back to repeat the same mistakes they've been committing over the years and years and years, giving them the same results. Tino.
You go part 2. But I say, Harry said it all. Stephen Kweku. Nedia or de Abba and no. The coach has played 2 friendly matches and it is not going on well. Ansu Kabena no better late than never. Stephen Kweku Fabu Kwame from Pong. The message and no good. Young Koye Nime was say watching the show live from Jirapa, Dubai. Kwame from Pong. Maybe I was friend no. Well, I think Harry is making solid point. Stephen Kweku, Stephen what do you have? Yeah, he has talent. Okay, like Ogumbot, good. Salif and Caleb. Young Copper too. Now, You remember to messages, so
yeah. Well, life is about results, so let's wait and see. And remember an extensive analysis on Ghana Premier League. And the number of times I coach about second round, and Yapamu coach will be take over the AG League. Then you realize that it's always good to start with your coach. Manage pre-season, manage players, baby, and time on the hop. Now, one trending issue, Abdul Fattah Al-Shafi.
Oh, Uncle Die.
Hey, I say Uncle Moafe na start you.
Oh, I got that deal.
Sir,
what's that?
Oh, there be.
Oh, latest be a baby man.
There be. Sir, someone Fattah was saying nene buy. Officially, we had the news that time I got try the contract, or the two just said he would test the loss. You see a kind. Any proceed be catch us here, and TSA or the Akuja PFH. And then chips are confirmed so the Akuja PFH. Into some necran afina. The yen new
official.
I feel I official and nim and I near can da.
But chips are iron official.
But I feel I official.
Okay.
Now I would want to say this. On say Abane Botechin and one is here Boba. Good. The Santicorco management over the level of trust and confidence. I chitafo ni benya omumuno. Ana echitafo ni wo omumu sesiano. Se Fattah wasem omudi nkunima ebe kosoro pa.
Nkunim asin.
Si ebe wie. Na kodoko ye proven right se Fattah deserve no form of compensation
okay,
or damages. And indeed, Kotoko love in the right way, legally, terminated the contract cleanly or in a clean format. Se no kwa wie ya Kotoko chita for ni GD or management we no ebe kosoro. Because I said then when you hear say a management not take a decision, there will be no need to pass any form of judgment. But enam di omaye pentia asemu ana eyen kofo adwumu kesenen omunjira mra kwa so e de mra no eye adwuma ma bebie kopie biaye management we di nkunima omu take any decision, the fans will stay behind them. And over Yayetehano, we will always be using them as an example of what we call proper and excellent administration skills. Say issue way because on say it looks a bit grey kakra. As a baby a hono tro kakra. Say club best signing player was what terminated player no contract. Most of the time, such cases in the bed Dubai. I'm struggling to know those clubs need kunimo. And how can be? Say club be terminate to be contract. Na player not take club no on. Most of the time, the humba some year the player and because all the men taking it on. But do not players they taking it on no. I'm come kudim. Nancy I said Nancy I can answer crash still ache. Daniel Dakwa, Abbas Mohammed, Evans or say Evans left back no. Kelvin Ando. Okaya Sound kofon so no me be for e be bo mo je sika kese bi firi kotoko. Emma management at that time they were not spared concerning the issue. Say massa na mo decision be na eden mo take ye na prekope mabo club ne kasa. I don't say why clubs in Ghana they are not in a financially excellent position. Bebre na akwaye nipa bi na etitire ni na wokuo num no on the east kadeboa. Out to folk. We cannot sit back and say about 70% of how to folk are more finances sources yet to go. Obakotokwa, yen name say the efficacy. Oko Diana, Oba another man hiniding. But what team common. So proceed call mediama. A dear boy must see Spaka. Because the kind of sponsorship our clubs no as individuals no offer enya dia osro. And a league near bonus no. And also more sponsorship be a wasra or the better tell home. And a stadium kono sono ababe asem foforo. And a clubs ni medru level omutumi izu museum near the raising revenue and now just stone near the or the raising revenue because class be bro Ghana no be come no not just your no that's all toy one kota o de mami just na beton replica fa sana be bredi any den etie. So in these moments of so we cause any form of financial loss to the club pay bon se chitafo ni buofu. Now the fatal case, the first thing we should all remember is ye nyina eti ye hu contract no. Me hu contract no. And na me di nkomo bi anopa mete ho kakra o oyepa. A lawyer friend of mine catch me say contract 10 pages lawyer bi enu obeje 9 no 2 for that. Obaka just for 10 nyina abra. Because one sentence a bit may decide whether case will be deep and also be different. So in the case of Abdul Fattah and Asante Koroko, until we have the full contract to understand the language of the contract, it becomes difficult to pass a judgment. Sana community. Nemum, the current bone of contention based on the answer Abdul Fattah or Safiu de Bo Kotokoni say. Or person trese or pass the medicals. And no prior was Asante training grounds. Sana Brant and person. So now, as I say, approve or no fatal only prove say at the time also training grounds or no. Now I passing the medicals dada. Into whichever medical examination be a kokoye no. Nay TSC or training grounds or no koye. No I pass dada. Now Kotoko would also have to prove say there be where kakrana yenim contract ni abakakra yenim no we have to prove say there be a medical examination and branch ni faili na nya training no okoye ye no and e ko faili and I say ko twe say plan ye den e bai
menya ga ye nuru ha
into a dicey issue. I would still want to believe in the court management. My reason here
for now,
there is a difference between a case and a verdict. Verdict ba yebua sam and yebua wi aye ka ye dia hode na eka se wa bo club ne ka and aso wa ya ade but case there unim de obedi nkunim. So I would want to believe them because the panel of court management I want to believe say they had a just cause. Say no mo nan si bibi so enya bibi say omo de omo agi ne keke o eye bibi omo nkrata any evidence to back them because definitely player be no about terminating the contract so simple no ejao especially a player akobobo amanone he will take you on and therefore they expected say the player will take them on. Oh I saw okobu obi no and I only obi anya asem and sada betu ana mu bia nim say nipa no on fa ho eden enchao. So I would want to believe them that they had a just cause and they had clauses in the contract to protect them when any form of legal battle is raised against them. But if I ain't no credential, so Fattah Asemi also demanded 400,000 Ghana cedis as damages, 240,000 as the salary. Menya sure see bit me atena baby abokot commandment nabaso. Se case you why na verdict ba.
No Clemus ask
no. You cannot sing any form of praise.
Okay.
You cannot defend them with this.
Oh, but would it be crazy? Would it be crazy if you are talking about happenings?
That be where
you
sit
for
there.
The head of people. I think you should say that you no matter of. I mean, I want you to phrase the word very well.
No.
I
say
there be a same way dear. See
yeah.
Near 4 billion. There be and I make just obedient to me defend your man, obedient to me bomb my same way. For now it's a case, it's not a verdict. So what me case a case in by to say, oh I yes you the chrono to baso. No I started now bono. We are paying papa benya abotre. Twema case ni nyina ye go to ye now ban hu so a unim de obeka. Ye wie na obano no kure ni nyame anim okobo chrono na eno so pa me no so nim de eden obeye no. E si am no tu Asante Kotoko chita ni bi a no. Ohwe asem ni din a no eden no watwe no ho asi kakra twɛn sɛ ne mpanimfoɔ no ebre bi bɛba me hu sɛ decision no mo take ye no mu onyina so papa ba me nya hwɛ sɛ kotokoti tani bia ebetimi aba be gina na mu ebra in this current football economy emu odin to defend the management that will cause financial loss over even if it's 100,000 1 billion umpa and you do bit no more chomo so they should handle the case well send ye be we no me nkunimdie na eden eba okay nya sa offer eno die ni paremfa send your pay wa asemfa sika we 4 billion now we say tiane salary 240,000 ebra o say we ye play and test exams na and akoye ne surgery ebe cost around 70,000 so you are protecting Kotoko 70,000 for the player surgery ni ebe wie na ka na ebe ba chie ne bro sa dia o fa no die but ebe wie no na ho so a ene ebe gina wa bo aba so say nkeka bia nka ebe aba mene Kotoko no proper football administration skills are wanting no ade na eden afa che no na me se e ba sa gidi amanfo benya omu na eden ebe kosoro
Zach unse Charlie Tino no kwanya me a lot of things are going on ewo Kotoko yantina se matim no nka metimi yusu obi omungu team na nka metimi yusu ba se metimi yusu Kotoko ontimi nguti Kotoko so people are trying some buguno Kotoko say club la betimi guno bia Kotoko the club ya ne bia no
nyi se bia ne pa na adwene bia ne oye no na
say ne no na man try so buguno no so won ne na be bibi because bia Kotoko nam no you see me wo unim say de ma who's at a point in time about the final Apple
and Apple
and Andrews center back no
Andrews
you see a lot of issues e koso Kotoko ya hwani ya unsende sa Apple papa or the man PFG for now on margin sika ma no
Apple ya okombo for going okay so be
you see the see on initially the issue was that Kotoko wanted to swap Apple and Abodu and Abodu and Apple said they want to say no so because no Kenya me Apple at that time was valued in terms of market value more than Abodu. It can be the decision of the club but yeah money in him and then me too Salah and me play member number even say Hoyland yeah they born here heavy don't you know the value of players Abodo no atrefe be 1 year on bobo no you tell me say on Apple a league winner with Kotoko there's no way a division 1 player na all banone
and look at Enyama so yenko case now
on value bet me hype
Enyama so
and the boy refused because no visa be this is disrespectful I can swap direct swap baby and can and I want to say then Kotoko decided to terminate the contract of Apple now I have the letter no I say the letter is very samwebi okay letter na Charlie I have the letter here
some na so fresh e bi eba some na
no you see me can we me when aba to give you recent happenings of contract terminations Kotoko yem famra kwan so na eye
uhunu sa
na say na asma again who say me cast am na kofod match ni ba we sa na bebam Savutela mbobo Kotoko ka Savutela ombejini sikama no say ti ase ubehu ombejini sikama no de bia meka mra de eko fia no na kenkan o etimi si ombebo mka ombetua etimi mo recent terminations of contract across your club no mo a players no Say nyame wadom. Na players on fon ko bibia dia. Wasumuju. But if the player decides say I'm going to take my money, they will take their money because there is nowhere in the FIFA transfer of then now. A say I told him say so when you play as an contract Tino. No the same say me terminate contract na. Odi asem pono. Say do baby. Na me no ebe papa mu. Na say me ma 2 months and 3 months. No sign it. No so signing pa. Uni say enye so the kwa enye djuma. Odi ase contract mo a binding contract that you've signed. So odi say me say me pa mo 3 months if you go to status it doesn't work because FIFA enim sa de e wo mumrem. FIFA de say sa on pen afa let's come no nko. And say oh pan players na so wan fa nko be bia de you are lucky. But the ko beji ni sika. We should find pa Tino omfa so etwa letter no enne kwa omfa so edi eyini man na enne ma bofo no bufu ya omudu wo kotokofo ni eton boy no ma kotoko no abodu sama enne ma omudu bo na ni no ton now me besenka me be say me release with 2 screens na obi nya kan bia na Tino
twen answer
yeah me twen answer apodi na
yeah twen answer men ko twen answer
sa
right
okay it for episode on ko mu de mu
twen answer
sa and men kan you see this is confirmed that the employment contract between Asante Kotoko and the player Andrews Kojo Apple was terminated by mutual agreement on August 16, 2023 without further recourse by either party. The parties, however, agreed that the player Andrews Kojo Apple shall not be contracted by Bofakwa Tano Club in the 2023-2024 Ghana Premier League season. Player na who se no. Afi wo se so ase no ese de ma no se de Bofakwa de na be mu no se the cannot be contracted with what
other customer I will read that.
Who release amobi what be that Tino what be that release that wo ye no who trash him say the player cannot be contracted.
No, but in this case it's an agreement or say the parties however agreed that the player Andrews Kwejapo shall not be contracted by Bofakwa Tano in the 2023-2024 season. So the parties and they can't the parties are it means that Kotoko and the player edgy to say you be try contract name you try contract mua when I won't call Bofakwa. So if the player agrees to this where in the letter signed by the player not signed
the part
yes exactly too
Pacho
me no Mr. Clement me jawa mo akọ adwuma
player na sign we dey Pacho you to screen so
obi who signed by
Facebook for Pacho Facebook oda me na wan mo Pacho
fama bona game am
Facebook me na wan mo sisi a your platform so nti Pacho o hwe sign na the player didn't sign. The player didn't sign. And it wasn't. No, can you?
The player didn't come to me. I'm the sign, sir.
And say, you know, on found this day. But I'm fast man.
So this is a draft, and I say a thing.
So what was signing?
Okay,
but the draft. It wasn't much watching. And ye.
Zooming a crabon.
It's Muzumuna, but for Pacho, no, open you as a boy. No way for penny. And then in Obia. And I made sure say it wasn't mutual because something mutual the boy would have signed and I'm about for. The letter that this is the letter that they sent to Bofakwa. This letter, and I'm gonna come out Bofakwa. Boy, letter I'm going for. Boy, I'm signing. It was signed just a mutual and I'm about for. It just said they made the letter look like a mutual, but it wasn't mutual.
No, sir. At the time, I'm drafting. No, dear. This is how you would draft it. Say now be drafting. Say someone say answer na dey be people so say no. Na ya tena say akama two parties no.
Yeah.
Supposedly no, the two parties will have to agree say ye contract no. Enti they ya kan ya atum no. And a transfer the paper so keke. It can only come into effect when two parties no append signature.
Yes.
And it is say who back there was no. Question we should ask and say, I didn't know about any so. Oh, there's another one. Me and you sign and maybe I know yeah, you maybe a way there. Say fit or baby no because fire. Scientists are there. Then somebody must explain this.
Catawi. No, you for feature one among say enemy trying to fast. Way, this is a letter that officially
system
for that's a release that Kotoko have given them. And you know, the letter was supposed to be a mutual, but not mutual because player no didn't agree with the terms that a woman no. So what I say? The boy didn't sign this letter. Who's a main starting? And I'm not just saying. A lot of termination have gone on at all club more. So players decided they will take it on a because the fact that the boy even didn't sign this one or the hey, eka bubro. I think that we should be doing things the right way. We should be doing things the right way.
We should be doing because be an for you know, said there can be an YouTube, but for you know, be an player no dia na
which player will accept this contract?
But almost half a contract dated on 16th August 2023. Into a letter almost to 16th August 2023. Now her letter now will be okay fine. What did I keep to us?
Me say one. This is a letter that after let me get to the CNE now. They got angry because of this thing. Say
who is it addressed to? Because I think a Kotokone player no. So Bofakwa can
address to anybody.
Bofakwa cannot.
This is an official document to show parties. The agreement of mutual termination. Not a letter addressed to somebody.
The amount of they were doing negotiations.
Where I say to say bia to letter when addressed to somebody. Where an evidence of mutual termination
anymore because somebody is telling me say the player and the club signed.
I like people who challenge me. I'm challenging him say send the sign one to bar for. Yeah, me what I've seen it. Me found to be because of there is no clause on self you. But if it is in there, should bring it up today. Asema member Brameka Biano. Men found so some to so I don't the person trusts me. And say I can boldly say it. Tell me boldly saying it. This letter, the boy never signed it. The boy signed it. He didn't sign it because he was not in agreement with.
So how did he play football without having the termination of his contract?
No,
because Kotoko terminating the contract officially as this is telling us because say a winner as okay there. I just said the contract has not been terminated properly. Let me put it down. And if that is the case, how can the Bofokwa register him now? Because we would they registered this to show Kotoko.
They registered him after Ogum. Who's a mama story? Mama Mary. Nay, story between two players, Asamo and Dusapo. Then this letter was sent to Bofakwa. They got angry and decided that they won't sell Abodo. Who can say do Ebina Abodo? So Ogum have to come in angrily before a release letter was sent to Bofakwa. Eti unse release letter when ye team no any player no So what I say, where team no player no terms and happen. Before later, Kotoko send release letter. So mo release boy na mo for kwa.
Tina akoka money boy ni di fi ni tem. Na boy no so so ya nya we na so ko ya na dey ntrema ko ye.
Offer. The release letter then cancels this one no.
Dabi anu ye between omuni team no asem. But when you both between the two parties.
Who share it na? When I decided say wa jetum say me fa asem ko on ma table question no. Me baby no problem. But in certain affair you say you untin ko bo team bofakwa. And then and nobody else on signing.
In the back when Musa said why is Bofako not using Apple?
No, he's played about. I'm not gonna go with he's in play. Maybe a coach name, but he's in playing.
To cut long thing short. One. Say player free one club called the other. There are two ways. Either transfer. Transfer may include loan and outright sales. And now say or terminating the contract no call. So whatever means Apple the free kotoko. Eko pie mo bofo akwana. The moment wakwa ko duru bofo akwa pe no. Either say or they could terminating the contract no. And now say could transfer no. Clementino did or terminate and now say could a transfer no.
Yeah, because it will be.
So if based on the Zakito Kano, there was a release there, that means could transfer player no edema bofo. And if club transfer will call another club, now we titum ekoba. Yeah, Eddie, so Besako player status committee akase club no anywhere.
Mr. Story man to me say this was what?
So this was part of the negotiation.
No,
between Kotoko and the boy.
Negotiation. And I said this is a letter. I'm only telling you that this was a first letter they wrote to the boy. And I say, how can a team write such a letter to a player so on signing?
For like any boy na answer na April man say krata na kra no boy.
The content no.
What's the content?
How can you write this letter to a player?
But they keep referring to both parties.
And I make sure say and both because the boy if a both are the boy would have signed.
I'm saying see you better pay the player because one it could be so Kotoko crowd so draft here no. Kotoko assign mo part be a boy no so later on assign part.
Oh one sign me tell say Kotoko have to give different letter apart from this.
I come for different one
because
I know I doubt because say termination by the release cannot take place. Won't be cancelled and terminate contract. No hours and release the player.
Yes, it is
so once football release no there.
Let me help us. Team or contract whether and terminated before you can play for any team, you need a release letter from your last club you played.
No, but wait.
You can't use this one. This was a release letter.
How can you?
Therefore, only me says Oko status committee. Let's realize because Oko status committee. And for example, Awaku, Awaku went to status committee, and I declare and say, "Oh, you're floating." Yeah, Janek BBI Amano, but he will still need a letter from House of Folk. House must get Olympics a release letter before he can play. At Yaman is here. Say I am Okolat now and
what happens?
You can play. You have to give your release letter. But the thing is that you can't refuse because the FA will force you to do the right thing.
If I 1 minute each in a alliance and so say.
Well, it comes back to the same thing I may kind of say. The decisions the clubs are taking. The decisions the clubs are taking. Offer decision they will take care. Club we are taking decision on.
In the end, actually,
the best no. Also, Kotoko any Mohammed Alasa. Contract 1 to aso. Kotoko ne Andrew Sapo ye 1 to aso. Kotoko ne Charles Usu 1 to aso. Asante Koroko any players in there dos kakra. Ba say be Samuel Boateng coach. Oman to aso. Also be an can once because so coach Mbegis came free Kotoko ho. Mohammed Alassane ba Mbegis came free Kotoko ho. Uti Charles Usumba Mbegis came free Kotoko ho. Enti ye wie ne sa ye people management na baso. But se uja player kwan na e ka ba kire dia abasobodi ani ho. Ye de abane na eden ye de bebo but we just player kwan because transfers in and out club bi no so o wiase a wonja player kwan na moma ye kwan obeja player ne kwan ene ye ka bebe akire eno na di abufuo ne eden eba it's all my kaba se woja player ne kwan pe e ka ba akire dia ene ye asem wo ho
for 1 minute
so Solomon Safutel asem yi Fatawu asem yi for now e Kenya mbai nti eden e din but e Kenya ba pe yet me fa won chawsa
I mean, Emfala Imrami, we are now over here 0536 0536 161 607. Studio line about me at Francis Rono 0536 161 607. Now 0536 178883. Bravo.
I'm saying the Sakuto Kenyan say the way and manner things are being done no. Boy no na on person obe stretch matter no. And that this termination thing sanka boy ni decide say ko be taking up e bia kan so bit me lead to say e kana obed e ka ho asem no. So an issue of say kotoko a release boy na maneko. Omo decide say once omo nya release letter no, they will not pursue any other thing because no omo freedom. But I also agree with Obed said that others are omo kwa say bia nka mu nyina call the path of Abia to say the year recently now. Abia the story will be different. And you know, in that case, you know, as I say, moving forward, you know, see taking decisions are
okay.
You know, at the back of our mind, they say, and you be no be taking it easy, and no be easy. Edia might say be the others na you know.
I'm my first caller na memfano. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Tino.
Yeah, I'm back to say.
Ready Omega near Kunsu.
Omi, I'm in Tiwe.
Ready. Zagitu ana me challenge no say ansema okay nyina ye players a ye form mu nan say nyina of akọ ana ofrefro mu say ebusa wo mu na challenge no say o letter no apẹ one de man wan ko kan je so ko fa na fichire arti yo akoya mi pati musa say arti no de o mu gina sen ansana wo ba ho ana o ta ka che yengu kotoko yengu no oh Zagitu Ntina na si akwa na meche o analysis first na mintie. No ase.
Okay. Medasi Omega. I'm in family next caller. Hello, good evening.
Organica sir.
Chama do radio no eh.
We say make atitu.
Okay.
That's what fantastic you mind.
Yo.
Secretary organizer. Me mama bato. Any juma time me bra asanteman any Ghana mind. Me someone dey make protocol second friend to say enche na league na ya be chassia into second na ya tia da ni na yan kan nyina ya humom second chairman ni nyina anti kan members ni nyina mom na yankopon bra na 23rd league ni satia na nyina ba be stadium ma na ya de ni je ni odo ata ya mpeni mpeni ni press ni nyina fi me da mashi.
Okay, Mr. Medasi, I'm in for my next caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Bajo Udin.
If I have snubber on the be because if we quite as so from us.
Nana Mamintiwe.
Some few keys, you know. It's very, very dicey. But I did back on a mentia. And it says, who's a call a coyer, a friend said, Jim Wake be war, a friend said, Seven shares, a V more. E die no gina so bi koye sa Jim Wake no me tini be so say o mu mamo 3 weeks no ye 3 weeks ni wia ne ho beto no e no so no any sake ya be e kisima so because obi a wo so coach ni na ko prae and so say ma 3 weeks na ko ye Jim Wake ya wo ye Jim Wake ni wia Roberto. But I was a family consulting. And here, hold on,
okay. I'm in for my last caller. But that's when you are Monday, Bay Wojuma. For your last caller. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, my Jeff Rose.
I just feel like I'm going to
okay.
Of a culture. Child that you show. I suffer some emotional more for you until you know when you see the year done. Now I hope you're international. Now the junior emotional connection back on it as an intention.
Yo. But I say I was for emphasis na me admo Monday. You ba abeto so yedimu news team no na omo I take over on promise 102.7 Kobina e wo bia kwa enuem enumre ma menchia ba bia wo bia e na bon iwe ma me Frank Atungo na ba ono no wudinfo nanim ho a ono so enumre e monitor promise nti yedimu ja krobia na news team no I take over. Good evening.
Promise News.
Abusuafo mamu nsemo yesaka ene yede ebremu ha promise 102.7 ene yatrasia yede o mamu nsemo ebremu de bedi mu akotribie ene se Tamale Technical University adusuafo no nokura nyankopon ne mini wo mo aye dompa se nso mo twere ye last semester resource remai ye ntina kamu mu beti mu nsempa